Normally I jump into this and I welcome the viewers and the family that's subscribing, but I feel like I gotta get right into this. And I'm trying to control my emotions because sometimes emotions play a way where it sways in whatever direction, and it takes away the point of what you're trying to make. So Kanye West comes out, and some people say he calls out, but it seems like he addresses him being sued by George Floyd's baby mama, $250 million. Kanye made it a point of emphasis to let the world knows that he contributed money to the George Floyd family. I think the amount he said was $2 million. He gave that. And he challenged George Floyd's mother to ask her specifically, what did BLM contribute to her? This is not so much about what Kanye West had to say and whatever the man's going through. You know, you can only beat a dead horse so much. I mean, I don't follow trends, people. Y'all do that picking and choosing. Y'all do that stuff. Y'all go with the wave without understanding context. It's like shock and awe systems that you guys have in your brains, you know, whatever is the drift, you go along with it. This video I'm making is for the people like this person I'm about to mention, but it's specifically for him. It's about the people that's like him, who's following him and co-signing him, but this is about you, Stephen Jackson. Stack 5, going to oblock to empower the gang members.
I'm on oblock. Bitch.
Get my nephew.
Fucking me. Real life. I'm talking about in real time. Rest in peace, pimps.
You in the trenches?
On oblock. Rest in peace, Bobby out here. I couldn't be in Chicago and not tap in with the real. Fuck you, man.
Oh, Brody, gang.
That's why I'm the real. Nigga, I'm out here on the block. With my jewelry, ain't born. What the fuck you mean? Oblock with the real out here. You can't come out here if you don't check in with the locals.
Instead of the community that's being, you know, terrorized by those gang members. Stack 5, Stephen Jackson, teaching kids how to check in, where we don't have to worry about any other race doing this mess, this madness. Shout out to Joey Badass on the BET Awards when he presented a statement about black destruction. You know, a lot of you ain't gonna do that, Stephen Jackson. But you pick and choose who you deal with and what you deal with. You pick and choose, brother. You pick and you choose. And I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. You pick and you choose. Moving forward with this. So Stephen Jackson comes out. And he has words, yet again, for Kanye.
What up, world? Hey, Kanye, I just saw your video. First off, Roxanne could care less what you think about her hat. That's number one. We ain't gonna talk about that bullshit you be wearing and marking it up for your own people to pay for, but we ain't gonna talk about that. You say stupid shit, you get stupid prizes. Nobody asked you to say nothing about George Floyd, but you decided to say that on your own, so you're gonna pay the consequences. Roxy was minding her business. Gianna was minding her business. Oh, and also, Roxanne and Gianna and the family is two different people. She don't stand with the family, and the family don't stand with her. They had different lawyers during the whole court process. They had different lawyers. And for y'all that don't know, Kanye delusional. You didn't give Gianna $2 million. She got $250,000 that they broke down through families that Roxanne is giving back to you. You got a lot of problems, dog, but if you want to address somebody, come address me. I'm speaking for the family. I've been speaking for the family, and I've been editing you at every post. You didn't have to say nothing about Georgia. We were supporting you in everything you was doing, and still support you. But every time you speak on Georgia, you're going to learn your lesson. Keep Georgia's name out your mouth, and that's for you and everybody else. Signing out. Come see me.
And he's telling us, like, he's dismissing the fact that Kanye is saying he contributed money to George Floyd's family. It's not like it's a shield to say whatever he wants because he gave money. He's making a point. He gave her money. $2 million, he says. And Stephen Jackson is saying basically all that money that was contributed has nothing to do with her. There's different, positions in the whole George situation where, the baby mama is on her side who has her own lawyers, and the family's on their side who has their own lawyers. People, let me tell you something. If that's not enough to let you know how backwards and confusing that whole situation was, that alone just spoke it, man. Stephen Sack 5 Jackson just told you guys what's going on. This is a family, seemed like they were split. Seemed like there was no cohesiveness. There was no unison in one direction because George Floyd represented one person that died, meaning him being one person that died, whatever's connected to him should be represented as one. Stephen Jackson, you come out here and said, yo, you speak for the family. Like you've been doing, you speak for the family. Let's not forget what conditions George Floyd was found in. Counterfeit $20 bill, my ninja. Counterfeit $20 bill. Severe drug issues. Really living rough out here. Where were you? Where were you, Stack 5? You was ready and available to go to Oblock and try to get some old head preferential treatment by the young bloods over there. The GDs and whatnot, the gang members. That's what you about. That's what you was about. Where were you from George Floyd, your so-called AKA brother you like to say all the time, which I ain't blood related? Where were you when that man was struggling out there? I don't have to know the full details or context of that relationship, but what I do know, they found that man right before he died with a counterfeit $20 bill, fentanyl all up in his system, him doing bad, no family reaching out to him. Where was the baby mama? Where was the baby mama to be that support system for the man who clearly was in need of help? George Floyd, that is. Where was you? It's a money grab, people. It's a money grab. The baby mama, George Floyd's family, it seems like none of y'all really cared about him until death happened. Ain't that something? What they say? Families get together when it's a death going on? And even a death couldn't bring you guys together, where the baby mama had her own lawyer and the family had their own lawyer. But it's about the little girl now. The little girl's so important, you guys couldn't even put heads together to be in one unison to attack that situation that happened to George with the police. Couldn't be in one unison for that. But you got Stephen Jackson coming out here. Keep beating a dead horse. Kanye makes unpopular opinions. Should he be attacked for it all the time? I don't know. But I know when something is overdue. I mean, not overdue, but overdone, people. Let this go. It's only this culture that does that. It's only the black culture that does this stuff. You piggyback on whatever white America got pushing for you, the narrative they're spinning. Forget what that man's saying. What about you, Stephen Jackson? You forgot who you was co-signing for? Rachel Nichols, ESPN, her controversy with Maria. You forgot those comments she made? And when there was a whole narrative going against her, which I have my own personal opinions about that, but the popular opinion was Rachel was out of pocket. And because she's your homegirl, and because she put you on, you told everybody they tripping for coming at her.
And Rachel did deserve that job. It's just plain and simple. I talked to Rachel, and I know a lot of things she was saying out of frustration because ESPN put her in a bad position. And they even put Maria in a position of trying to give Maria a sympathy job. They was trying to make themselves look good because all the Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd stuff was going on. So ESPN tried to make themselves look good by taking the job from Rachel that she had already had, that they'd already told her she had, that she deserved, and give it to Maria just to make themselves look good. It wasn't a genuine job they wanted to give Maria. It's ESPN is behind all this, bro. It's all their fault. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame Rachel. I love Rachel, and I'm going to stand behind her. I spoke to her.
You told everybody this ain't about race, this ain't about nothing. You defended that woman. There was no looking at it from Maria's side. how uncomfortable that would be, no matter how that audio tape of Rachel discussing her promotions in ESPN, however that got leaked, nonetheless, she said something that shouldn't have been said. Or rather, maybe whether it shouldn't have been revealed publicly to us, it revealed her mindset on how she viewed Maria coming on that platform. Being able to promote the NBA Finals where Rachel felt like she should have had it, and instead, she alluded to Maria receiving that because she was black. Whether anyone thinks that's true or not, the popular narrative and opinion was Rachel was out of pocket. That's why ESPN doing what they always do. You know, they kowtow to the interesting opinion going on that could be detrimental to their careers, to their popularity and their brand, and they let Rachel hit the high road. Stephen Jack, you supported her. You supported her. My brother, stop acting like you the people's champ. You ain't nobody's champ. My ninja, you played basketball. You ain't making real changes out here. You was a grown man, knee deep in your career, still trying to be a street rapper. Stack 5. Stack 5. You coming at Kanye West? Kanye West. If it is true what you said, in your words, Stephen Jackson, you said that man is delusional. So that's what we do now. Of all the serious things going on in our community, we're gonna give credence to somebody that's delusional. You know who I'm not giving credence to, brother? You, Stephen Jackson. I don't care if one person watch this. I pray to God that somehow, some way, this video can get to you so I can call out your manhood, so I can call out your fake moral positions, so I can call out your picking and choosing, and everybody that ride with you. Everybody that ride with you, but stay silent on everything going on out here. Stay silent. How dare you, man? How dare you come say, oh, you speak for the family. You speak for the family. So it should be no problem me telling you, as the spokesman of the family, how the hell you had George out there looking like that. How the hell you had George out there, Mr. NBA Money? How the hell you had him out there trying to cash a $20 counterfeit bill, brother? How you had him like that? Now the world knows this is your brother after he dies? And to the baby mama of George Floyd, Kanye West said something very interesting. Where's this energy for BLM, who made money out of your daughter's father's death? Who made money out of it? Not to mention the countless other sub-organizations that people don't give a light to that really made a big profit off this. From the Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martins, from all these other black deaths, many of you made money out of it, but the family of the dead didn't get a penny. Didn't get a penny. And now, Stephen Jackson, Stack 5, you made it a point to say the baby mama has her own lawyer, George Floyd's family has their own lawyer. That right there shows why I didn't want to participate in any of that madness, because I know how black culture works. I know how it works. When it's time for that money to come along, all of a sudden, there's an outcry. Poor George. Poor George. Yeah, that's right. Poor George. George, who was out there clearly of need of help, and none of you was around. None of you was around. Now you making this about Kanye West. Kanye West. Of all the organizations you should be going after, it's Kanye West. And then you basically took away his position of saying he gave $2 million and said, no, it was just $250,000, but that went to George Floyd's family. I don't want to cuss, but Negro, listen right here. How much money did you give since you pocket watching? How much money did you give? Oh, you the spokesman. So you ain't had to give nothing. You was the one always there with George, huh? You was always there with George. You was there when he was in the gutter though, right? You was there when he was beating on them females? When he was catching charges? No matter the reason, was you there when he was going through his bad? Was you there to talk him out of all the criminal past that he had? Which, I ain't somebody to highlight somebody's criminal past. I was no Cinderella myself, man. I'm just saying, it seems like the brother had a lot of issues that none of you helped him with. you want to highlight this man as if he was the pillar of the community that you guys was helping out. Mr. Stack 5, Mr. I represent Oblock and check in with the gang members, but I won't check in with the victims' mothers and families. I won't check in with the dilapidated communities. I won't check in and tell the youth to do better. You over here giving tutorials on how to check in on the hood, bro. I'm tired of you, man. I'm tired of you, man. Brother, all you ever did was know how to play a basketball. You know how to play with a damn basketball, man. You still in ESPN over there. You know you be careful on what you say, brother. You protected Rachel, bro. You protected ESPN's Rachel, former ESPN analyst. You protected her when she came after her sister. She came after another black woman. Who cares how she got there? Rachel's beef should have been with ESPN, but she made it a point to come after Maria about her skin color, and that's how she got her job. And you didn't condemn that white lady. You had her back. And if Kanye is delusional, like the many of you say, especially you, Stephen Jackson, I don't see you guys are over there wishing he gets help, hoping he gets help. Man, this is a joke. I don't normally talk like this. I really don't. But damn it, you guys are really, really pushing the buttons out here, man. Black culture is trash. Black culture is trash, man. Shout out to Charleston White. Shout out to everybody that got the balls to say that. Black culture is trash. We a culture of picking and choosing, but we never pick and choose when we watch the community be destroyed. We never pick and choose when it's time to stand up against these people that are the so-called the detriment of our community. We never stand up for that though. But it's a bandwagon opportunity to get likes and clout off of this Kanye West fiasco. I don't know if the man's crazy or not, but I can clearly see somebody with some mental instability going on. And rather than y'all either ignore or be help, you do see the thing that everybody does when it's somebody from the black community. You ride that wave. You ride that wave. Who cares if Kanye had a White Lives Matter shirt when Black Lives Matter organization was a fucking joke? That was a fucking joke. No accountability of where the finances went. And Kanye is right, baby mama. Did you ask BLM where's your cut of the share? That question he asked you. Either you're being controlled or you are greedy as hell. Focus on that little girl that needs you to be in the right place, the right mental state, and not paying attention to what's going on in the news and the media where you're distracted from making that little girl properly guided through the conditions of losing a father at that age. Because as she gets older, this will never leave her. What about the mental health of that little girl rather than the pockets that you're trying to full up, lady? $250 million? That's a joke. That's a joke. Stephen Jackson, this what we doing, brother? This what we doing? Man, you such a fucking joke. You and the LeBrons of the world, all you motherfuckers are fucking jokes out here. You guys are fucking jokes. And all the people that can't utilize their brain to think for themselves, you're worse. But I don't go after you because I understand the knowledge that I have says that you are the way you are because guess what? A lot of you are lost. A lot of you are easily influenced. So I don't worry about y'all on that level. But when you're somebody like a Stephen Jackson, him and all his other celebrity brothers and sisters that follow along the narrative and the game plan, when you guys have a stage that commands an audience of a mass appeal like that, and me understanding that stage you guys have that's so big and bright, I understand the influence it can do no matter what horrible, narcissistic, infiltrated message you push out there. You mess up the minds of our babies, and I'm sorry. I gotta call that shit out. And if I ain't got the voice, I'm hoping somebody that watch this, that got a bigger platform, can do the same thing that I'm doing. Because maybe that message will reach more than mine can. But I'm tired of us picking and choosing. This gotta stop, people. This shit gotta stop. Stephen Jackson, really, brother. I'ma keep reminding people of you for the rest of my life. Stephen Jackson, grown-ass man, went to Oblock to promote checking in with gang members rather than their victims' families. That's who is talking and speaking out against Kanye West. Stephen Jackson, the so-called AKA fake blood brother of George Floyd. Where was he when that man was in the gutter and needed help? Talking about the families had their own lawyers. The baby mama had her lawyer, right? And the family of George Floyd had their own lawyer. Is that not some fucking mess, people? Is that not a money grab? R.I.P. George Floyd. You know, the man can't defend his name out here. So that's why I gotta go after the people using his name to promote whatever that is that they're doing. I gotta call that shit out. George is dead, he ain't here no more. The only person that should be protected or elevated and healing is George Floyd's daughter. When she's of age, my niggas, let her do the talking. Let her do the calling out. Because as far as I'm concerned, when George was out here and none of you motherfuckers was helping him, y'all don't have no fucking rights to talk. Only that little girl has the right to say a fucking goddamn thing when she's of age and can speak in her own right mind. As far as all you motherfuckers speaking, go to hell with that shit. Go to hell with that shit. Stay faded away like you was in George's life when he needed y'all. Stay away like y'all was doing before. But that money grab shit, I gotta call that shit out. Stephen Jackson, what they say before you have a great game, break a leg? I mean that shit literally, my nigga. Break a leg so you can sit your ass down. Fucking clown.